Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing a Swiss Oath of the Gatewatch Battle for Zendikar draft. Let's see here. We've got, well, Remorseless Punishment is the rare. I'm not a huge fan of that card. I think it's okay. I like Thought Harvester. I think that's good. I like the Thought Harvester more than the Negator, I think, because I guess it feeds processing, but I think that extra toughness is actually relevant too. Otherwise, Hedron Crawler leaves me completely open. There's also Vampire Envoy, which I like a lot. I might even like the Envoy more than the Harvester. Can't exactly explain why. Probably because ally-themed decks are typically better than decks that would have Thought Harvester in them, I would guess. I don't know that for a fact. Maybe I would just enjoy those decks more. Either way, I kind of want to take the Vampire Envoy here. I definitely like it more than most other things. I could, like I said, just take the Hedron Crawler, stay completely open. But I'm going to take the Envoy. I think it's a really strong card. And I don't think that passing a... Ooh, is Mirror Pool worth anything? I'm going to guess no, but either way, shouldn't I just take it because it's a land that does something? It's worth a ticket. Otherwise, there's like nothing. Alpha Protector. Blinding Drone. Yeah, Blinding Drone's good too. Mirror Pool. So, lets you copy instance or sorcery spells or... Yeah, you know, let's just try this card out. It's worth a ticket. It's a Swiss draft. Swiss drafts are typically a good time to discover the value of cards. And I haven't played with Mirror Pool yet. I'm not giving up much. I am giving up a Blinding Drone, which is good. But I'm going to take the Mirror Pool. I mean, if you're first picking Envoy, typically it works fine alongside it in like a blue-black deck, but you'd rather have like an ally thing going. Okay, well, there's a Mind Melter, another Envoy, Reality Hemorrhage, Sweep Away. I'm going to take the Envoy, the second one here. Even if, well, let's say black-white doesn't work out, which is probably where, not even probably, it's where Envoy works the best. It still works fine in black-red. Probably still works fine in, like, even black-green. Because it's a good thing to, like, pump on, put, you know, counters onto. Because it flies. Regardless, I feel like taking a second Envoy here should be fine. I think Mind Melter's a good card, though. I think I like Reality Hemorrhage more than most people do, admittedly, but whatever. Okay, best card in this pack. It's probably like Void Grafter, Stalking Drone. So taking Stalking Drone third pick is not the best. Taking Tar Snare third pick's not the best either, but I like Reality Hemorrhage and I like Tar Snare more than most people do. I'm fine with that. Visions of Brutality seems to always be good against me, but I never make a deck that wants it, it seems like. Or when I do make a deck that wants it, I don't see it because it's uncommon. But it's really, in my opinion, only good in a pretty aggressive build. I could take it over the Tar Snare here. Give it a try. Let's give it a try. I'm giving up a Tar Snare, which really is kind of irrelevant. It's only third pick. We want to play black. That's all we know. Okay. Well, Flameseeker is pretty good card. Bushwhacker, also good. And Slaughter Drone in black, which is fine. Best card in the pack, I'm not sure. Maybe the Bushwhacker. I feel like Visions into Bushwhacker is some pretty good synergy, actually. Get rid of a blocker, play a guy that pumps my team. Otherwise, like, I mean, I definitely think Bushwhacker's better than Slaughter Drone, probably, for the deck that wants it. White is just seemingly getting cut. There's a Searing Light in here, but not that great. We'll take the Bushwhacker. We're not going to marry red. I do kind of want to marry black just because our first three picks were black, which kind of makes you want to commit. Could end up in green too. So this pack's pretty underwhelming. I also like Searing Light more than most people. I'm way more willing to main deck it than I think other people are. I mean, if I could, I'd like to end up in black-white. Although, I guess Visions of Brutality, It's not that you can't run it in a black-white deck. It's just black-white is the king of the grind decks, so it seems like you probably wouldn't want to play Visions of Brutality in there. Could take Tranquil Expanse, open me up for 2 colors that I'm not even in yet, which is probably fine too. Passing a Searing Light's not exactly a sign. I'll take the Expanse, whatever. Take a land. Could pan out. All right. Aeronaut's very good. Path Warden is also very good, and it's an ally. No red pick in here. You know, I'm actually going to take the Kozilek Shrieker. I always pass this card, and it always I love it. Like, I've come to actually really like this card. I think it plays a lot better than it looks. Whenever I play against it, I'm usually like, man, I wish I could block this thing easily. It just seems to be really good. I'm going to take it. Despite there being a Path Warden here, which is also good. We'll take the card that's on color with our other picks. Okay. So Submerged Boneyard, Translator, which I actually like, and another shot at Tar Snare. Like I said, I actually don't dislike Tar Snare, but I think I probably like Translator more. Works a little bit better with the Shrieker, too. Likely going to play the Translator. I don't know what kind of deck we're making yet. All right. Now I can take Slaughter Drone pretty happily. We're just going to snag black here. And who knows? Maybe we'll be... Ooh, you know, no color's not a bad pick either. All right. So why don't we just make like a... All right, Endurance. Mono black. And it's not really mono black because... is this Devoid too? Yeah, it is. All right. Well... Oh, you have to another colorless creature. If only. Another colorless permanent. We'll take it anyway. Flameseeker is actually a good pickup here. All right. So, as of now, we're close to mono black, actually. We have a couple red picks, and we picked up a super late Flameseeker, which I'd like to think is a sign, but maybe people just don't value this card as much as I do. But we cut black pretty effectively, and we have a slight colorless plan, right? Because we have Slaughter Drone and Shrieker that want us to get colorless mana. We do have Mirror Pool, which could be good here. We have no removal. I guess Visions can kind of count as removal. And Unnatural Endurance isn't removal, but is used in a lot of the same situations that you want removal. All right, Wandering Fumarole, Cinder Barrens. Here's an Isolation Zone, but white did not seem to be open. That doesn't mean that white's not going to be open from this direction. Typically, that is a big case, but we really did not see a good white card. So I could take the Hedron Crawler. It's ramp plus fixing for the Shrieker Slaughter Drone plan. Typically, if you end up black-red, you're going to want to be more aggressive, but I don't like Eldrazi Aggressor. I don't think Cinder Hellion's that good. First picking a Tar Snare is not super appealing. First picking a Hedron Crawler is okay. Probably a better first pick than a Translator. Or Wandering Fumarole because it's worth close to a couple tickets and opens me up for blue maybe. Although not likely. I guess we'll take the Hedron Crawler. Well... Prophet of Distortion. So some good blue cards. Probably just take another Shrieker, which I'm okay with. No red card in here. Another Path Warden. All right, we'll take the second Shrieker. Still think it's fine. Devouring Flames. All right, there's some good red removal. Otherwise a Chain Mage, but, well, we do have 4 allies. Chain Mage much more useful in the black-white deck, but Devouring Flames is good removal, and we don't have any removal, so it seems like the card to take here. Hopefully wheel some wastes so we can make these Shriekers easier to get value from, or wheel the free runner too. But all right, we'll take the Devouring Flames. I mean, we have a couple good aggressive red cards right now. Man, Eiley. I'm trying to think how late it is to just try and dip into... See, the problem is we don't really have a solid ally theme, which makes Eiley going into black-white now kind of problematic, it seems like, right? If we take Eiley, we have 2 black allies, and that's it. because we dip out of red unless we want to splash Eiley, which doesn't seem correct. I actually think I want the holdout settlement here. It gets us colorless mana. It could help us splash for a third color. Eiley's not the best splash anyway. It's an okay one, I guess. Otherwise, I'm taking another Flame Seeker. I'm going to take the holdout settlement here. Stoneforge Masterwork. What's some creature types we have that share? We've got some Eldrazi's. We have some allies. Vampire Cleric, Eldrazi Drone, Human Shaman ally. I mean, we have some allies. We have some shamans, some vamps. Could take the Chain Mage here. It feels like we're not cohesive enough to make a Stoneforge Masterwork work. Even though it is really good on each other creature you control, I just feel like we don't have enough consistency amongst creature types to make that work. Well, I think we'll take the Chain Mage, which can be good aggressively and can be good if you're trying to grind out your opponent. Okay, I could take a second Chain Mage. There's a waste. We already have a couple colorless mana. Probably don't need the waste. And we have the Crawler. Colorless only matters for a couple cards anyway. Could take the Press into Service. I could take the Brute Strength. Could take a second Chain Mage. I feel like Press into Service might be something we want, possibly. Maybe not, though. Maybe the Chain Mage is correct. It's just we're low on non-creature spells. But Chain Mage feels like a good thing. Like visions your creature and then you can attack it for 4. Seems pretty good to me. All right, we'll take the second Chain Mage, I guess. All right, Soothsayer. Now Soothsayer's a really nice pickup for us. Definitely taking it over Tarsnare. Third Envoy. All right, we'll take it over a waste. Going pretty deep now, I guess, on allies. Envoy Chain Mage or Envoy Soothsayer love each other a lot, so plan is sort of coming together. Cinder Hellion versus second Translator. So Translators are very good with the Shriekers and for the Slaughter Drone. I guess we'll take a second Translator. Hellion seems okay too, but I'm okay with second Translator here. Still probably don't have enough colorless creatures to want Reaver Drone in this deck. We don't really look beat down anymore. We look a little more like, I don't know, I guess a little bit grindy. We did end up seeing some white picks out of here like Eiley, but we saw no Ondu War Clerics. All right, now I guess it's an easy waste. So I guess some issues this deck has is Shrieker wants you to beat down. Envoy kind of wants you to grind. Envoy doesn't really beat down too well. Chain Mage can beat down and can grind, so it's a card that fits well in here. Translator's more of a grindy card. Soothsayer's more of a grindy card, so, and Nullcaller's definitely grindy, so, and Visions wants you to be aggro. So I guess we're not really coming together on a straight beatdown versus straight grind plan. We're also still not necessarily red, which is kind of strange. Like, I feel like we could very easily end up mono black, as odd as that is. We have 3 pretty good red cards. Devour and Flames easily being the strongest one. I don't know. Maybe I will try mono black if I don't see a good reason to go into a second color. Like, Eiley is a good reason to go into white, like I said, but we didn't see a ton of good reasons to go in white, basically. Could take a second Nullcaller. Corpse Churn works well with Nullcaller, but I'm actually going to take a second Nullcaller here. I think even if we end up in mono black, we're likely to have enough translators, or we're going to have enough playables, where I'd rather just take the Flameseeker in case we still end up in red, because I think Flameseeker is good. I guess we don't care if our opponent has Negate, but we certainly don't mind if they have Stoneforge Acolyte, so alright. Pulse of Morales is actually pretty playable. Alright, I don't think our deck's bad necessarily, but I'd like a little bit more of a plan. Right now, I guess, you know, Flameseeker Nullcaller have some decent synergy, don't they? They kind of do. All right, we have a Turn Against, which, if only I had a sacrifice creature effect, like Bone Splinters. I might just want Turn Against. It very likely got better. Otherwise, I could take the Sifter and just move towards green. Probably not going to happen. There's a Sky Spawner in here, which is good. I'll take the Turn Against. I think it's better than Press into Service because you can use it offensively or defensively. There's just not a... I could actually just take the Demon's Grasp if I wanted to move towards the mono black, but these 4 red picks are probably enough incentive to just stick it out in red. Probably. All of our red creatures are allies, which works with the Chain Mage and the Soothsayer too. And Turn Against legitimately, even though it was kind of an awkward triple BFZ card, I think it's legitimately good now in full format. So, all right, we'll take it. We're kind of in need of removal-like spells. All right. Rewarded for staying in red. A very easy Rolling Thunder here, even though Evolving Wilds can get wastes. Yeah, very easy Rolling Thunder, which suddenly became the strongest card in our deck. So, okay. I think we're off Reaver Drone, probably. Just doesn't seem like a card our deck needs. We are in need of some more early plan, and Visions of Brutality does not look so good anymore. But I'm probably still playing it. Blight Herder with no ways to exile. Is that right? Otherwise, Colostra Healer works with all of our allies. And it's a 2-drop. It's got good synergy with Soothsayer. Offsets the life loss a little bit. We have no way to exile, right? Actual no way to exile. Wait. No call. No. That does it to us, though. Alright. No way to exile, so I think we're not going to make the Blight Herder work. Coastal Discovery seems like a good splash, maybe, off a holdout settlement, but I don't really want to splash. Not when we're actually going to need double red. I'd probably just take the healer. Seems like the correct pick. And maybe I don't need double Nullcaller. Maybe I don't need double Translator, actually. Double Nullcaller is awkward, too. I'm probably going to end up cutting one of each of them at some point. I love Vampiric Rites, but we have a lot of creatures, too, but I'd still rather, I think, take the... I guess Vampiric Rites works really well with the Turn Against. That could be a reason to do it. All right, I think we actually want the outnumber here because we have a boatload of creatures. I think Sharpshooter would be fine, too, but we actually are likely to take and play the outnumber here. So this is the deck for now. Okay. Demon's Grasp versus nothing else, I guess. All right. Take and play Demon's Grasp, probably. We don't have to be an 18-land deck, I guess. Although, with double Flameseeker, we could much more easily be an 18-land deck. Guess we'll take Altar's Reap for sideboard. No, it works with Turn Against. It's not bad. It's expensive, though. I don't know what I'd hate here. Maybe an Unnatural Aggression or Cloud Manta, maybe Call to Silence. I guess it doesn't matter. March from the Tomb or Shatter Skull Recruit because it's I might just take Looming Spires. Although when you're going to be low, no, I don't think there's a Looming Spires deck because we're going to be, well, we're probably going to run quite a few red sources, I guess. It would be good to stick a Looming Spires on a Kozilek Shrieker, I guess. We're probably going to be an 18-land deck. Probably. All right, I guess I'll take it then. Well, I don't like Mortuary Mire. Grave Birthing. Don't really have a need for ramp. And I did have a need for exile, but not anymore, probably. Guess we can take a second Looming Spire. Even though we're much more black than red, we only need one black. We're probably going to do close to an even split in mana for that reason. All right, Boiling Earth is just a good card. I think Bone Splinter's turn against is very good synergy. Our removal is currently Outnumber, Visions, Devour in Flames, Demon's Grasp, Rolling Thunder. Turn against? Well, we have decent... Yeah, we could just take the Boiling Earth. It's pretty main deckable. I'd probably main deck it over an Unnatural Endurance. Otherwise, yeah, I could take the Bone Splinters too. I think Boiling Earth probably is more in line with what our deck wants. Probably. We already have the Altar's Reap for that turn against synergy, which we're not going to probably use. I don't think we need a second one. I'll probably hate a Focus maybe. I don't know. Well, we got the Vampiric Rites back. Still good synergy with turn against. I don't think... I always like Vampiric Rites. Just a really good card. We don't even have a great deck for it, but I probably still take and play it. It's really that good. Plummet. We have Envoys, so I guess I could hate that. I'm not going to play Grave Birthing. These cards don't matter. Okay. Well, do I want to be an 18-land deck, or do I want to be a 17-land deck? We don't have much in terms of card draw, do we? We just basically have Soothsayer. We don't have much in terms of ramp either, though. We have one Hedron Crawler. Rolling Thunder rewards us for extra lands, and Flame Seekers can filter extra lands. I think we're going to end up being an 18-land deck, actually. With double Flame Seeker, it just allows us to filter unnecessary lands, and we do want to hit our land drops. Because like I said, Rolling Thunder can end a game. We have Looming Spires, which are like utility lands, and we're likely to play all of these colorless lands, too. What are all of our... with double Shrieker and Slaughter Drone, I probably run Waste, Mirror Pool, and Holdout Settlement. And be okay with that. So let's cut the Unnatural Endurance, probably. I still want to do Vampiric Rites. I think we're actually cutting Visions of Brutality. We don't look beat down enough to need Visions. And I'd rather run like hard removal like Boiling Earth or Rolling Thunder. It looks like we're going to get attacked into a lot, which makes Visions a lot worse, in my opinion. And then one more cut. We don't look really aggressive, but Bushwhacker is an ally. What's our final ally count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a good ally count. I could sideboard the Boiling Earth. Yeah, you know, it's probably the sensible sideboard card. Yeah, I think Boiling Earth makes sense out of sideboard. Okay, so removal is Outnumber, Devour, Demon's Grasp, Turn Against, Rolling Thunder. That's probably enough removal. We're not a beatdown deck. We're kind of a grind deck, which is fine. We don't really have enough in-game. Yeah, I can't rate this deck too highly because of that. I think it's got some good value cards. I think Turn Against actually looks pretty good in here. Because Turn Against Outnumber is cool. Steal their creature, then use their creature to up your Outnumber count. Vampiric Rites, Turn Against is obviously some pretty fantastic synergy. Steal your creature, attack with it, sack it. Draw a card, gain a life. That's really good synergy, so I like that. And even Turn Against Shrieker is good. Steal your creature, now you don't have enough creatures to block. All of that came together pretty nicely, I think. But other than that, yeah, this deck doesn't really have... It's black-red, not aggressive, but it's also black-red, not big. It's black-red grind with some aggressive cards in it. So I think it's not really cohesive enough for me to give this a super high grade. We have some strong cards in here. I think the strongest cards in our deck are Rolling Thunder, Soothsayer, and that might be it. So, yeah, I guess if those are the two strongest cards in your deck, you might be in trouble. I mean, Rolling Thunder and Soothsayer are fantastic, but they're not like bombs. So this deck has no bombs, a little bit removal light, not aggressive. It's definitely on the lower end of strength, I would say, overall. We do have some good Looming Spire targets, which is kind of nice. The Chain Mage is a good one. 5 power first strike. The Flame Seeker's a good one. The Shrieker's a good one. So double Looming Spire looks good, especially considering we're going to be 18 lands. But yeah, this deck's got some issues. I think I'm only going to rate this deck about a 6 out of 10. I can't rate it any higher than that. Let's, how many red sources do we need? Probably 7 total. So I'm going to run, yeah, and that's what they say too. Okay. I'm okay with this, actually. Overall rating of the deck, yeah, 6 out of 10 seems about right. No good finishers, some good value cards, but overall, pretty unimpressive. So, all right, I guess that's going to be the way it is. Yeah, so 6 out of 10, not my finest deck. I think it would be tough to snag a draft with this, but I'll do my best. So, all right, we'll see you round 1.